This might be the best episode yet. Glitch, after a long 6 months, have finally dropped a brand new episode of the amazing digital circus. And honestly, it might be my favourite episode so far. There's so much going on here that we simply need to talk about it. But before we begin, if I sound a bit off today, peeps, it's because I'm currently on vacation, so that would probably be why. Yes, the YouTube grind doesn't stop even on vacation. Hey guys, it's the Pink King here, and we need to talk about this episode. Man, Glitch really were teasing us with this, weren't they? From the constant red herrings online, as well as the title of the episode, they really were trying their best to mess with us here, and after seeing the episode for myself, I totally see why. Unlike other episodes, this one is more of an anthology sort of format, with multiple adventures taking place, with these adventures being suggested by the characters themselves. This was a very interesting idea, and for the most part, I feel they handled it really well, as we got an insight into the minds of almost every character, with a lot of variety thrown in here as well, as each adventure gives an opportunity for us to see more to each character, and especially Jax. Jax was always a bit of a weird case for me. He was very similar to Luna from Hell of a Boss in my mind, a very mean and jerky character who was, for some reason, adored by the fanbase, despite his very limited screen time. And you know, I had a feeling that they were saving Jax for something big, considering the fact that with this series, they don't ever really skip out on his characters. They always wait until they get the right moment in order to show them off. And considering he was the last character to get any real development, you just know that they were saving something special for him here, as they don't ever really say a lot about him, but rather show a lot of himself that we have yet to see here, like his fears, his insecurities, and even a hint of why he is the way he is. Even the way he was trying to buddy up to Pomni during this entire episode, it all felt purposeful and it belonged together, because they definitely were hinting to Jax's backstory a lot, and how he seeks companionship, even if he never will say it aloud. They give you just enough for you guys to come to your own conclusions, and it got me super invested, as not only am I paying attention to Jax's story, but pretty much every single character here. We ended up getting some insight into the type of people the characters were before ending up in the circus, and quick correction from my last video, it turns out that they do remember most of their lives before they were trapped in the simulation. That was very interesting to hear everyone talk about, especially considering just how well it was handled here. The acting was spot on, with each character having just fantastic chemistry. You know the chemistry of the characters is good when nothing is really happening, and yet you're still so entertained because the characters are just talking. That is something only the best of projects can do well. But it wasn't just the writing. Everything from the animation, comedy, and pacing were all really fantastic. The animation has definitely gotten a big boost from the last few episodes. It really feels like the Glitch team have finally found a place where they're comfortable at with working within this world. Especially during the intermission scene. That scene was just absolutely gorgeous. I definitely say the wait was worth it, because now we have proof that this series is learning from its shortcomings and is improving rapidly. Although, a thing you could complain about would be its horror. This episode is practically devoid of all horror elements in general, but it makes up for that by being more of a palate cleanser for the audience. Or a filler episode, if you will. On its own, it's not full of major elements, but it's instead more of something that relies on the writing to engage and build the world over the adventures this time, and that, to me, was something really nice to see. Because you really have to be careful with filler episodes like these. If you do them wrong, they can come across as hollow and completely pointless, as they will essentially feel like a waste of time until the better stuff comes along. But a good filler episode will help to dial things back a bit and take a new look at something that we might have not thought about. And thankfully, this episode falls more within the latter than the first one, and if anything, it genuinely surprised me. Jax as a character was someone who I was simply put not all that interested in because he felt the most basic. With everyone else, they had a lot more going on. You had Gangle with her emotions, you had Ragatha with her insecurities, you have everything wrong with Pomni, but it just seemed like Jax was another run-of-the-mill asshole, the one that only exists to cause trouble and tell unfunny jokes that is very common within shows like these. But this episode actually managed to help prove me wrong about him, as not only did his humour feel stronger, but the thought that went into him is so strong and shines through evidently. I kept having to pause the episode on several moments just to analyse each frame with Jags, to see a blink and you'll miss it gag, or a clever use of animation to show his emotions. Everything here felt very personal and planned out. It didn't feel rushed, but like it was properly developed. So, how would I compare this episode to the other episodes so far? Well, it might actually be my favourite one for now. This was just a really solid episode all around. Where every other episode has moments that can drag or not be as strong as others, here it all flowed very organically and was consistently strong throughout. So overall, I might have to put this above the rest for now. It was just simply so much fun to watch. Like, if you haven't seen this episode yet, you need to watch it. There's a lot of funny humor, there's a lot of interesting lore, and I think you'll really enjoy this if you love indie animation. I am very impressed with what I've seen here, and I cannot wait for episode 6 to come out. It'll probably be another 6 months though, sadly. But we can wait. But what do you guys think? Did you enjoy the newest episode, or was it just a bit too bizarre for you? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And peeps, be sure to smash the subscribe button. I'm trying to get 15,000 subscribers by the end of August, and with your help, we can definitely reach that goal. So if you enjoyed this video and want to see me make more content just like this, then be sure to like the video, subscribe, and with that peeps, it's been the Pink King here, and I will see you all next time.